about if I just pause there and we talk about the power shift, because I know that's one of your key flags, that there are people and industry players that do not want the power shift to happen. So how was it for you? I mean, when we were calling the internet up, and you had this vision of it could be done so much better. Where were you in this industry, and how did you understand that it has to be disrupted?
Well, it was obvious that it was, and a lot of people knew that it was done in a completely wrong way. But people didn't act upon it because they were locked into these different dependencies. So we were actually working as a, so the very short story about it is that we started working on this in '93. And we were a parallel group outside of the Televerket management group. So they wanted to have somebody else that was not the line organization. They wanted somebody to compare what the line organization said was possible and not possible.
Wait, 93, yeah. I sent my first email 94. So this was really in the beginning.
Yeah, this was very early, and then the city of Stockholm in '94 decided they want to build a fiber optical network to everybody. We were part of the advisory team, and that is another piece of the puzzle. So we could see that it was done on the city level, and that worked. And then actually at the Sparta is where we built the first prototype, and it wasn't actually us. It was a couple of students that drilled a hole down to the institution below, and they pulled their own network. That was the first Ethernet to the home in the world.
Did the university know? No.
The university knew at the institution level on the technical side. So one guy knew, and then the real estate owner did not know when these. It was actually guys from LTH that came and drilled through the floor. So we knew it could be done, but then we got it to the Telia management board. It was Lars Berg was back then, and they were going to do it. They were going to replace all copper in Sweden with fiber because they were convinced by this plan that we built from '93 to '98. But then the politician came in and said the role of the Swedish Telecom is not to build fiber optical networks. It is to win the next election for the Social Democrats, because we're going to create a folkaktie.
Yes, they sold out Telia at exactly this time.
Exactly this time. And so the management said we're going to do it, and then the board said no. So we said then we're going to do it. And we were 2.5 people on a binder, and the Swedish Telecom were 50,000 people. So there was a little bit of a power disparity there.
Yeah, you'd say.
But what we did was, it was very easy because we could read the strategic landscape. Our background is from military intelligence and military history and this kind of thing. So we could read the landscape. So we knew that there were very large players on the global level that also were frustrated that the telecom didn't invest. They just kept milking the old copper network. So we got Intel, the chip manufacturer, to do their first investment actually in Scandinavia into this startup with 2.5 people on a binder. And their first interview was very frank. This is the American way. So they said, are you stupid, interesting enough to take on these companies? These are the biggest companies in the world on turnover. They play very dirty, and they will be your enemies for life. So you are throwing away any career you had in that field, and you're out for good. Do you want to do that? And we said, of course.